And today we are going to talk about communication and our relationships and how communication actually impacts our relationship. So, welcome everyone who has joined from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm going to be looking at this camera and this camera. So, let's start with a story today. Who would love to hear a story? Raise your hands. So once I was going to buy vegetables in the vegetable market, and it was all crowded. COVID days, everyone was wearing masks, and there were a lot of vendors. But my eyes fell on two vendors specifically. One had mangoes in front of him, beautiful yellow-colored mangoes, very juicy, and you would love to buy those mangoes. And on the other hand, there was this guy who was selling beer, and they were rotten. Matlab, you wouldn't buy them. But there was a very unique thing which happened. There were a lot of people who gathered around the second stall, and everyone was buying those beer. Can you guess why? Why did it happen that way? And no one was ready to buy mangoes. The answer is the guy who was selling the beer was actually talking to people, calling them out, and he was pitching his product. But on the other hand, the guy who was selling mangoes, he was just sitting idle. He was waiting that someone should come and buy the mangoes from him. So that is the power of communication. That is the power which communication has on our relationships as well. Have you seen a few couples who have a lot of misunderstanding? A small conversation and a lot of communication, misunderstandings. Do you know why? Because they are not able to pitch themselves. We feel that सामने वाले को तो ऑटोमेटिकली पता चल जाएगा वो तो अंतर्यामी है but it doesn't happen like that. You need to pitch yourself. I've seen a lot of couples who go on dates, and there would be this guy who would be shy, not talking to the girl, and just saying, "Mhm." and that date just blasts, and there is no chance that the girl is going to call him. The reason is that guy never pitched himself. He thought that she is just going to like him. How is that possible? When you are not talking to that girl, or that girl is not talking to that boy, how are they going to like each other? By the looks? Yes, I agree. By the looks, yes. But on the second hand, your communication or what you give the other person or how the other person perceives you through your words is something which really matters. And that is what we are going to discuss today. That is what I have researched about. That is what I have read through the books. And I'm just going to share what I have gone through. Let's just go deep into the concepts, the points, and you can tell me if you guys have any question. It can be regarding this specific research, or it can be regarding any journal uh, thing in your life around relationships. So communication leads to understanding. This is the first thing which we need to remember, specifically around relationship. Because once you express yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, your needs, uh, it provides an opportunity um, for the other person to listen to you, and accordingly the other person can react to it, or either there can be a solution around it. That is why communication is really needed. Plus effective communication, not just communication, making your point across to the other person is also important. The second point is it helps resolve conflicts. Whenever there is a fight, most of the time it is because there is a misunderstanding between the two. And if you are able to communicate your point to the other person, then there is a very high chance that you can resolve it. And always remember that you need to resolve that point very patiently. Don't be hyper about it, don't be emotional about it. Because when there is a conflict, there are times when your ego gets punctured. So you need to be really cautious while resolving these conflicts. The third point is emotional intimacy. See, when we actually talk to each other, there are a lot of ideas which generate. You get to understand each other well, you get to understand the space in which you are, the environment gets cozy, and it kind of builds an emotional dependency on each other. For example, if if I had a very bad day or even a good day, I would love to come back to my partner and actually discuss that with her. I would love to tell her when we are enjoying a meal. I would love to tell her that how my day went, and would love to listen to how her day went. Communication also builds trust, and this is a very major point because it kind of strengthens the relationship. Openly sharing your thoughts, experiences, expectations with your partner actually lays down the foundation, and it does the strengthening work. And communication, by the way, is a teamwork. It is something which happens from both sides. It can't be that one person is just keeps on saying and saying and saying, the other person is not even uttering a single word. Then it is going to boom, it is going to blast. Sometimes, or I would say always, communication helps you resolve the misunderstanding. It prevents misunderstandings from happening. I remember there was this friend of mine who came up to me and he told me that, yeah, my girlfriend and I are having trouble. And I was like, all right, what's the reason behind it? He said that she says, I'm I'm not able to get her hints. I asked him, what, what does she mean by hints? He said that she has been dropping few hints here and there, and she wants me to basically resolve those hints for her. I was like, dude, are you Amitabh Bachchan? Or are you playing KBC with her? Or is she playing KBC with you? What do you mean by hints? When you have something in your heart or in mind, you need to tell the other person what you feel. It can be anything. It can be from eating your favorite dish to going out to watching movies. You need to be vocal about what your expectations are from your partner. And don't think that your partner is going to get inside your mind and is going to read your mind. And last but not the least, communication leads to enjoyment and fun. See, if I like one movie, she likes another movie, we have a chance of going on 2 dates. We have a good chance of going out. We have a good chance of sitting together, reading a book. So, communication opens up a lot of doors in a relationship. That is something which you need to remember. And I would just like to close with this one note that effective communication does not only involve you speaking, it also involves listening to your partner. This is something which most of the people around me are forgetting, that when you are communicating your point, you need to listen to the other person as well. Be empathetic to what they are saying. Be respectful to each other's point of view, because that is going to harness your relationship. That is something which is going to bring some weight to your relationship. And there are going to be a lot of tough conversations. So don't run away from them. Come to a platform, face them, sit and resolve them. That is all I would love to say for today. So, signing off, I'll be back tomorrow with another topic on love, life, and relationship. Till then, take care and good night.